A grand jury here in New York City decided not to charge a New York City police officer in the death of Eric Garner, but a federal investigation has been launched. Eric Holder announcing a civil rights probe into the death. So where does the case go from here? Joining us right now to break it all down is Fox News legal analyst Bob Massey, joining us from Vegas. Bob, you've been listening to all the opinions out there. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think we know for years, Steve, the grand jury system has been suspect. People are concerned about it because there's no right of cross-examination. It's secretive in nature, things that the DA puts on their case, and basically the grand jury can make a decision. In this particular case, when you see the video, everybody has to scratch your head. It doesn't matter what color you are, and you say, how could they possibly not come up with some kind of, criminal negligence action here against this the police officer? But in this case, again, you got to respect the system. You may not like it, you may not like the result. It's not always about the result, though. I mean, there's other issues involved, but yeah, it's very disturbing to see what we see on this video. You wonder how a group of people could not come up with something. But again, as a lawyer, you have to respect the outcome of that decision.
Sure. Meanwhile, in the wake of this, as was the case with the decision out in Ferguson, it's disturbing when the President of the United States and Eric Holder as well seem to throw law enforcement under the bus. Listen to this, Bob.
Yep.
It is for their sake as well that we must seek to heal the breakdown in trust that we have seen.
We are not going to let up until we see a strengthening of the trust and a strengthening of the accountability that exists between our communities and our law enforcement.
You know, you listen to them and their extended comments, and it makes it sound like the cops are out of control.
You know what, Steve? That was not said when he was trying to get reelected and need the unions and the police officers to get him elected, or by Holder. Look, the bottom line is this. You cannot come out again and make this a race issue. You've got to come out as the president and say, look, we are a country of laws. We are people that get together and hear evidence. And although we don't like the results, we have to live them. Do we have to make things better in America? Yes, but you can't continue to pull the race card, Steve, because as a result of that, what are you faced with? You now have more division. You have people, look, there's as many white people. Look at the demonstrations in town Square last night. There were white people out there that were unhappy with this. You can't turn the country into a system where everything is black against white. That's not right for anybody. I know white people that are concerned about this. I know black people that are concerned about this. There is a division now in this country more than ever before because of these kinds of statements. And although his intentions may be different, it's about perception, Steve. It's about how is it perceived. I am tired, again, I said it last week, as a white person in America, to be perceived as a racist when I'm not. And yet at the same time, you could have people like Al Sharpton, please God, get a job, would you please, that can make statements, and he's not perceived as a racist against me. This is not good for our country. He is the president. He should unite. He should not divide. Eric Holder is our lawyer. He should unite. Do they have the right to say we need to look into things? Yes, but don't make it a division of white, of color against non-color. That is not. You represent all of us again. Bring us together. Don't pull us apart. That's my concern.
Sure. Look, you're frustrated. A lot of people are frustrated when they look in on this. We check our Twitter feed right now. Alan asks on Twitter, whatever happened is something for a local grand jury to decide, not Obama, not Holder, not Sharpton.
And that gets back to what we said originally, and that is you have to respect the system. You know, Steve, in a lot of jurisdictions in the country, there's preliminary hearings and not the grand jury. It's a system that's been criticized, but just because the result isn't what we want, and when you look at the video, you wonder how it happened, you can't just create division. You got to live with it. You got to live with it.
It is, after all, the rule of law, and without that, we are in big trouble. Bob Massey,
my friend.
Thank you very much for joining us today from Las Vegas.
Thank you, sir.
All right.